What's up, Fire Nation? If you're here, it's because you don't play small. Fire Nation is for the ones fueled by passion, driven by growth, and hungry to build real wealth. Not just for yourself, but for your family and future generations. This isn't just a channel. This is a movement. And if you're watching, you are already part of it. I'm Miss Blue Fire, always taking you higher. Let's light it up. What's up, Fire Nation? If you don't play small and you're here to build, you're in the right place. I'm Miss Blue Fire, always taking you higher. Let's light it up. Hello, Fire Nation. Blessings, greetings, and blessings. Today we have a special entrepreneur here with us today, and we're going to deep dive with Miss Caroline Ta FOKWAH. And she is the founder of BCT events. And this would be a really great live for those of you who are thinking about going into the events business, right? Or thinking how to probably improve your events business. Or, it might just be nice to hear from someone else in the industry. Now, before I introduce her, Fire Nation, I want you to think about this before we get into the meat of the matter. There's a difference between planning an event and creating an experience people never forget. And today's conversation is not just about balloons or decor or timelines, all those things that we love from events, right? It's about what it takes to build something meaningful from nothing in a new country while raising a family and still choosing to serve others. Because I want to ask you something, Fire Nation. I want you to think about this. What does it really take to build a business when your life already demands everything from you? What does discipline look like when you're balancing motherhood, marriage, and a vision that just won't leave you alone? And how do you go from helping people behind the scenes to becoming the person people trust with their most important moments? So today we're sitting down with a woman, I'm very proud to know her, who didn't just enter the event space, she brought structure, purpose, and cultural depth to it. From Cameroon to Canada, from business analyst and project management to building BCT events and consulting, a company rooted in connection, community, and high-level execution. But here's what we're really unpacking today. We're going to unpack, my Fire Nation, the mindset shift from employee to entrepreneur. The reality of building while raising a family. And the truth about what it actually takes to turn purpose into profit without losing yourself in the process. Right? So don't question whether you can handle the pressure. This conversation is for you. So let's go deeper. Hi, Caroline. Thank you for being here. Can you hear me?
Hi, Julia. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, but you know what? You sound distorted, love. You sound a bit distorted. Talk again.
How about now?
You sound so low. I don't like your mic.
All right.
Be louder. Do you have headphones in or Bluetooth? Take that out.
Yeah. No, I don't have headphones or Bluetooth in. I'm actually wanting to put one in right now.
Okay, let's see. Try. Let's
Okay.
try an error.
Okay, that will take me 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
Julia, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Speak again.
How is this?
No, there's an echo. I don't like it.
Oh, oh.
Mm-mm. Doesn't sound good
Um,
at all. Not even a little bit. And how was your Sunday? How has your Sunday been, Caroline? Can you hear me? Hello? Let me see if she's calling me back. Caroline, if you can hear me, maybe what you need to do is log out and log back in, but I can't hear you at all. Nothing. Caroline? Well, viewers, hi Kevin Blake. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I'm waiting for her to get her mic sorted out. Caroline, you're on mute, my love. Unmute yourself. Yeah, no, you're unmuted. Let me hear you now. Thanks for being
does it
here
sound
again.
better?
Let me hear you again, Caroline.
How about this?
No, that's terrible. That's worse than before.
Oh my goodness.
That's like an echo, and it sounds like a tin, and I can't, and you're very low.
I'm unsure what to do at this point.
Oh no, what are you using? A mic?
I actually took it out. Nothing. I'm not using anything.
This is not
You
good.
know what? Let me
This is
try
not
to
good.
plug in my
Try
hold
something else. Yeah, it's okay. We don't get frustrated. We just try different things until it works.
All right, let me know if this
Okay,
sounds
now
better.
that sounds louder, but it's just not clear. Let me hear you again. Speak again.
Okay, how about this?
That's you know what? I'll take it. I'll take it. That's the
Okay.
best it's gonna get.
Okay.
All right, but just don't stay still because it's still a little bit cracky,
Okay.
and still talk loud in it because it still drifts off. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All
Good.
right.
All right. So let's get started. Caroline, are you ready? Are you ready?
I I am.
Are you ready? Okay. Let's do it. Let's do it. So you started a business analysis and project management. You started there. What was the moment you realized that you wanted to build something of your own instead of building for someone else?
Julia, truth be told, I have always wanted to build something on my own. I'm not that kind of person that likes working for people.
Right.
I always know that I want to be that employer. You know what
Yes.
I mean? Unfortunately, when I came into the country as an immigrant, there's nothing you can do. You can't just come here and just start a business. You're gonna crash. You're gonna burn.
Yeah.
So I had to make ends meet, and that's how I got into working.
Yeah. Yeah. Understood. So coming from Cameroon to Canada, how did that transition shape your mindset as an entrepreneur?
It was quite a big shift. So while I was in Cameroon,
Yeah.
so I actually started doing business at the age of 20. Uh,
Yes.
that was just when I got my bachelor's degree.
Yes.
I started to trade in fabrics and shoes and jewelries and stuff like that. So when the opportunity came for me to move to Canada, I was almost
Mm-hmm.
25 then. I
Mm-hmm.
brought a few stuff with me, hoping that okay, I'm just gonna, start selling and making some money. But you know what happened? I ended up
Mm-hmm.
giving all of them, all the items I brought, giving them as gifts or just using them myself because the culture wasn't the same. There
Right.
was so much I needed to understand about being a business person in Canada, starting
Yes.
with the laws, starting with You can't just go to someone and start selling, and all the approvals and all the permits and things like that. So I had to, give myself that pause, study the environment, study what Canada is in before getting back into it.
Got it. Good, good. Speak a little bit louder. You're trailing off a little bit, but speak a bit louder.
Okay.
Um, what part of your upbringing do you think shows up the most in how you run your business today?
My childhood, actually. My childhood has always been hands-on, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I grew up I am an only girl in a family of four boys, right? So my boys are my brothers, not my boys. My brothers are always, in and out doing something. One of my brothers is an electrician. I knew a little bit about electricity. I knew a little bit about carpentry. So we have that hands-on. And then plus the fact that my mom was a business person, it just gave me that opportunity to be immersed into the business world. and,
Right.
and so yeah, and so it just became part of my livelihood. I'm so much into creativity, touching things, putting things together, and making sure that they work.
Understood. Understood. So I'm gonna need you to speak a little bit louder, in
Okay.
whatever you're speaking with, in right.
All
Speak
right.
a bit louder. Yeah, and because it's difficult to hear you, and for people who are listening that are interested, for the playback, don't want the audio quality. I don't want people to miss out on the gems that you're
Sounds
going
good.
to
Do you
leave
want
for
to
them.
check if your speaker is on? Yeah, your speaker is high enough.
No, it's high. My speaker is high. It's high, and the thing is, it's always at the same level. So and touch it. So I gauge when other people are on, right?
Okay.
And
Okay.
other people are usually loudest because I'm actually straining to actually hear. All right. So a lot of people, they have ideas, but they don't execute. What made you actually start BCT events? Like, what was that? I know you always wanted it. That's not the question, right? That's not the question, right? Because
The
a lot
okay.
of people can want it is easy, right? But
Yeah.
they that what we all go
Yeah.
through, that fire ignition there. What was
Exactly.
it?
Like the light switch moment.
What? Say it again. Sorry, I can't hear you.
The light switch moment.
Yeah, the light switch moment. Yeah, speak. I don't know what's. Hold on. I don't know. I really don't want people to miss your interview because it's. I know that your story is so good. One second. Let me make sure that everything is high here because it is. One second. Speak again.
How is this?
Yeah, that's better. That's better.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So that light switch moment.
Okay. So I've been a business analyst for over 8 years, and I did project management for 2 years in between. Actually, 9 years and 2 years in between project management. And I have been, like I said, I've been someone who's been very creative, trying to put things together based on my background and all that. And I love organization. I love making sure that things just fall in place. You know what I mean? So over the years, each when a friend has a birthday party, a graduation, I just put things together, and everything is just going smoothly. So there was this I planned a surprise birthday party for one of my sister-in-laws, and attendees, we invited people from Quebec, from the US, and they were so impressed. One of them offered me a $500 tip. It
Wow.
wasn't a big job, but I got a tip, and I was like, huh, this is quite impressive. Prior
Hmm.
to that, I've been going on YouTube learning how to do balloons, how to do floral arrangements, just for the sake of wanting to know them, because I love it. Is a passion. These are things that I really enjoy doing. And
Mm,
that particular gesture, it made me to think you can actually do this into a business. Why are you still in the corporate world? Wake up, wake up. That was like a wake up call for me, and that was just 3 years ago. So
wow.
I started to look into it. I started to put things into action, and then the next year, I think about 6 months later, that's how I launched my brand. Before I launched my brand, I made sure I got in contact with a decorator. I got in contact with, yeah, with
Hello?
it's echoing back on me.
Yeah. You said you got in touch with the decorator, you got in touch with what else? Sorry. Hello? Caroline.
Yes, I'm here. It's echoing back.
No, it's not. We're hearing you perfectly fine now, actually, very much clearer than
Okay.
before.
Okay. So
Yeah.
I got in touch with the decorator. I got in touch with caterers. I got in touch with photographers, just to like build up a team, right? And make sure that I have, if I'm starting this business, I have a backup team. So that's how my business actually launched.
Okay. Understood. Understood. You know what? Yeah. Amazing. Amazing. Um, hmm. That's a good that's a good story. And you know what that makes that good afternoon, Mr. Noble. Good afternoon, Mr. Noble. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being here. What that proves to me, see, that's why I'm always nice to servers, you know. Very first of all, I'm always nice to people, period. Like good to people, kind, right? But especially to servers or anybody that serves me in the restaurant or in the food or bar industry, because I was one myself. And the thing is, you learn a lot about politics from being a server and how things work, right? Um, it teaches you a lot, right? And yeah, you never know what might actually be the spark for someone to start their own business. That's why when someone is exceptionally good, like if I see a server that's exceptionally good at, doing all the tricks, you know, I will encourage them because of the fact that, with the sorry, not the server, the bar, the bartender, the one when they do all the flips and all the tricks that they do with the cups and the knives, etc. Because you never know what you might spark in actually encouraging people. You know what I mean? So when people are exceptionally well with good at something, it's good to tell them privately because you never know what might be that thing that actually.
Julia, can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Were you speaking?
No, I'm not. But there's so many voices going on.
Yeah. You want to log? Okay. Why don't you do this, love? Why don't you log out and come back in with that? Say, don't log out on YouTube. Just I'm going to remove you. Just come off, right? And
Okay.
call back in. Use that same link that I gave you before and call back in. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Let me remove you now. Good evening. Good evening, Chinchilla. Good afternoon, Miss T. Blessings, Miss T. You guys are. Let me know if you guys are hearing her well. Okay, hearing her good. It's a really, really successful. Very proud of her. Black entrepreneur, right? From Cameroon to Canada, right? And I mean, very professional. Very guys. I'm telling you, all you need is a vision. Stay away from the distraction and the distractors. You understand? The right people will get you. I'm telling you, right? But they always say, "He who feels it knows it," and it's the facts. Hi, Caroline. Are you there? Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Julia. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. You're crystal clear now.
That's
Perfect.
great.
Perfect. Okay.
Oh my, it's echoing again.
No, it's echoing again, but now I'm hearing like it's like choppy.
But I cannot get what you're asking me because I hear
Okay.
so many
Okay,
voices.
okay, okay. Well, let's try something else. What else can we try? Let's try a different one. Go back to the first thing that you had before. Maybe that will work. Hold on. I think I know what might happen. Look on your phone. Do you have a lot of the YouTubes open? Just have this one
Oh,
open. Yeah. Make sure you click out of all the other YouTubes. And
you're
just
right.
this one. Try that. Try that one. Try that. These things happen, love. It's all right. Hi, Miss T. I'm so glad to see you here. Oh yeah, I see that. Okay, I scrolled on. I just see it said blessings,
All
Miss
right,
Blue. Yes, and chat. Yes, love. Yes, yes, dear. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Oh my God, yes,
What?
I was going, I was going
You
crazy.
had everything in. You have anything on.
Yes, I was going crazy.
Yeah, don't go crazy. You can't go crazy. Oh my god, that's funny. Okay, well now you know, and now you know, like I always say. All right,
Right.
all right, and you sound good right now. What were you about to say before I move on to the next question?
Oh, was it about the previous question?
No, anything that you wanted to say, my love, before I move on to the next
Let's
question.
proceed. Let's
Let's
proceed. I'm
proceed.
glad we're
Okay,
getting this.
let's proceed. Let's do what she says. All right. Now, what was the biggest mindset shift you had to make from structured corporate work to the uncertainty of entrepreneurship?
Julia, I'm telling you, corporate world
Yeah,
is nothing.
yeah.
Nothing like
Nothing compared to entrepreneurship. It really is.
it
It
is
really,
nothing. Like they are two worlds of their own.
yes.
Like
Yeah.
you have time. I know that as an entrepreneur, I get to work way more than I work as in a corporate world.
Mm-hmm.
But you get that fulfillment,
Yeah.
you get the power of your time, you
Yes.
get the luxury of doing the things that you want to do at
Right.
the time that you want to do it.
Right.
Like it is just so amazing.
Right. But that's
Yeah,
because we love. That's because we love what we do, though.
exactly. Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
That's because we love it. Right. And so that we have to love it in order to deal with the downs, because the downs are very down.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's so nice to talk to you, Caroline, again. All right,
Same
so
here.
let me see. Did your background in project management give you an advantage, or did you have to unlearn certain things to succeed in events? Uh huh.
Not really. Actually, it did give me an advantage, so I didn't have to unlearn things.
Okay.
Especially when it comes to structure
Yeah.
and planning. Now, project management or business analysis in the whole, it's more of, especially when you're in the agile world, it's more of structuring things from the beginning
Right.
to the end. You
Right.
know that things along the way, when you're working in a project, along the way, you have to test, you have to retest, you have
Yeah.
to make sure the things are working smoothly before you go forward. Because if you start building a house and then you don't test the foundation, and you start to put the walls, and then you notice that the foundation is shaky, what
Right.
happens? You have
Right.
to bring everything down in order to start again. So that is what happens with event planning.
That's right.
As an event planner, once when I have my initial consultation with a client,
Mm-hmm.
it's more of that building phase. I ask all relevant questions that gives me the base, the premise for the building, for the project to continue. So I think that project management background is quite helpful with event planning,
Hmm.
helping me to structure things. Yeah.
That makes sense. That makes sense. That makes sense. Huh. Okay. What is something about entrepreneurship that nobody warned you about? There's so much. There's
The
so much
sleepless nights. I'll start with the sleepless nights. Oh my
sleepless
god.
nights. I know, and the obsession too.
And the obsession. The,
right?
the obsession
The
is
obsession.
crazy, but I always call it the good obsession.
Yeah, 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 for
But
sure.
do you see the slip now for entrepreneurs like us who are a one-man army, right?
Right,
People who are still
right.
we're still working solo. We have all these things. I posted something on my Instagram the other day. I'm
Yeah,
like, when I introduce myself to you as we,
yeah, yeah.
it is me being the owner, it is me being the manager, it's me being the accountant, it's me being the
Exactly.
social media person, it's me being the everything. So
Everything.
it wakes sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night and I start to do, ref, invoices, trying to make sure everything. Something just wakes you up in the middle of the night,
Yeah,
and you're working. You
yeah,
get to it. So that
yeah.
is something that no one ever told me. But I guess that part will it will fix itself with time when you start having like a team and people are assigned tasks and
Yeah.
this person is handling this. But as of now, it's really challenging because something always wakes you up to go get it done like right now, because if you don't do it now, tomorrow something else comes up and
You
you
know
have
what? You know what? I'm gonna suggest something to you. One second. Big up, Mr. Lawrence. Big up, Mr. Lawrence. Blessings. Yeah, you're echoing really badly, Caroline. Big up, Mr. Lawrence. Thanks for being here. Caroline, I'm gonna suggest something to you.
okay.
Have you been to any of the incubators?
What's that?
You need to be in one of them. Listen, I've been at Halton, right? Halton Incubator, right?
Yeah.
Um, Also there is oh my god, what's the other one? Ah, la, 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 la. God have mercy. I should be ashamed of myself because like I've been there for years. Listen, they're really, really good with entrepreneurs, especially where you are right now with the things that you're dealing with, right? You'll have mentors for whatever level you're at, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not only that, but they keep you accountable, right? They give you access to certain things and certain funds, right?
Okay.
Whatever you need for your business, like right now you're saying like so basically keeping up with the with a team, etc. They'll give you access to people who might be like contractors at first, or they'll help you to build out your team, or they'll make the process easier. Listen to me.
Oh
Like
wow.
listen, I was a part of I was a part of one, no, two, and then the other one I was more like that was with the chamber of commerce, but that's not it. But the other two, the two incubators, and I'll introduce you to these two people that run it right now. They run it.
Okay.
It's very, listen to me, I wouldn't have gotten as far as I got in my business without those two incubators, and I have no shame in saying that. No shame.
Wow.
The problem is, Caroline, I find a lot of times that the resources are there, but our people don't know how to find them, or where to find them, or where to look, right?
Right. That's
and
true.
and because of the fact that the people closest to us a lot of times may not be most supportive, we think that is true of the broader no, but there are a lot of people with that same what you're going through right now, and they actually make it easier. So afterwards, off air, I'm going to get you in touch with, because I want you to just I'm just saying to you to just look into it, consider it, but I am telling you personally that I don't work for them. I haven't spoken to a lot of them in years, right? So I don't want anybody to think that. But they have helped me, and I think they would be a great resource for you as well. So we'll talk about it off air. So anyhow, let's continue.
Okay.
Was there anything that you wanted to add to that?
Yeah, yeah. Let's continue. That
Yeah,
was I
let's
was just gonna
continue.
say that there is no communication. Sorry,
Yeah,
information power, and I'm always very open to any kind of information out there. So
yeah.
that's a very good one. Thank you so much.
No worries, no worries. And they do things for Women's Day. They do things like they make you showcase your business. Like I got a lot of business from actually being there, and the services are free, and they're really great mentors. My mentors up to this day, I met them at the Hall Tech. One of them is called Hall Tech. It's right beside where my old law firm where I used to work was
Hmm.
there before they moved. Rideout and maybe they're in the same building as Hall Tech.
Okay.
I was introduced to them, but let me tell you, on my entrepreneur journey, it was the one of the best decisions that I made to get involved with them, and they've been a support. So it's one of those things. So, and then there's also the Black Chamber of Commerce. They're good too. But there's a lot here what we could talk about in Ontario. So we talk about it after, because right
Okay.
now we have like listeners from the States. They don't know what the hell we're talking about. And so let's continue. All right. So let's go to strategy, systems, and execution. You know, strategy is one of my biggest things. So what systems or processes from your project management background have become your biggest competitive advantage?
Oh, I think I just mentioned that. It
Yeah,
is, yeah,
you
it
did.
is the agile methodology.
You
That
did.
that is my, like, I'm sometimes I'm glad I became a business analyst in the first place,
Yeah.
because that is my mantra. I work with that structure every time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. How do you handle high pressure situations when things don't go as planned at an event?
There's one thing you need to know about about host, about planning an event is that it's always high tension.
Yeah.
Always.
Always.
There's always that vendor who is running late,
Mhm.
or that person who is delivering the wrong items,
Right?
or yeah, it's there's always that high
Or somebody
pressure.
left their tablecloth, or somebody doesn't have the right table.
Exactly.
Or
You know what?
somebody was supposed to get plug access electricity. That's it.
A few weeks ago, I was decorating at the a birthday party, and
Yeah.
then I brought in linens the day before.
Yeah.
Left
Yeah.
them. I left them in the banquet hall for so that the next day I would just go there and set it up. And guess what? When I went there, the cleaners had accidentally dropped two linens into a puddle of dirty water.
Oh my gosh. Oh no. Oh my gosh. What did you do? What did you had to like breathe. You had to woosa at the moment. What did you do?
Guess what? The venue, the venue has no laundry machine, nothing.
Oh
So
god.
I had no extras, because normally when you're going for things like linens,
I know.
clients don't pay you that much to get extras. You
Right.
always just get the number that you
Right.
get.
Right.
At that point I was like, okay, where do I start? The good thing is that I always have a steamer in my car.
Oh my god, you're lucky.
Always have a steamer. So those are the kind of things that
Yeah.
the job test it
I
brings out
know.
that
Listen, that's why I've always carried an extra breathalyzer.
yes.
Or when my
Oh,
pics are going, I said carry an extra. Breathalyzer. They're like, why, Miss Julia? We just need one. Is 200 people? We just need one. I said, listen to me. Just carry, just just carry an extra one, please, because it's cool and I don't know what's gonna
yeah,
happen,
yeah.
right?
So
No,
I
I
had
know
to.
it's like, and you know, women we are like that. We're always prepared, man. We're always thinking about what can go wrong and preparing for it, right? Blessings, Imhotep. Blessings, blessings, Imhotep.
Okay.
Yeah, Imhotep is an entrepreneur as well, and
It
my,
was.
my
So
brother
that
here.
that particular incident, it
Yeah,
took me it made me waste almost 2 hours of my time. Like, the
yeah,
client almost met me there, because I've always had this motto of a client should never meet you still setting up.
yes,
Yeah. So
yeah,
the client almost met me there, and that really got me so angry.
yeah.
And like, it's something I don't want it to repeat in the future. But I just keep asking myself, how can you do better? How can you do better?
You know
But
what I think? You know what I think you have to do. I think what it is like it was even you already know. Mute a second because your background is very noisy. You already know that a lot of times things may not be your fault, but it's still your responsibility,
it
right?
is your responsibility.
So
Yes.
exactly, but no, but it's your responsibility. So even if it was one of your workers that dropped the tablecloth, what you have to do is you have to reinforce to them how important it is for them to keep those things safe. They're not just tablecloths; they're actually gold right now. Like
Exactly.
in this setting, no, that's what I have to tell. No, honestly, like even my team, I have to tell them like, okay, this is not just a breathalyzer. This
Yeah.
right here is the event. This is what the event is based around. You
Yeah.
understand? So you know, just like how, okay, think about it this way. I go into my creative mind, which are abundant, right?
Mm-hmm.
Put it this way: when you watch a movie and they're like, "Oh my gosh, it's the glass slipper." In reality, it's a prop. It's like a plastic shoe that they have on set. But in the movie and on stage, it's so important that you can't drop it. It has to be on this velvet cushion because we give things importance. You see what I'm saying? You have to treat it as such. You see?
Yeah.
And it's the same thing. So like you have to like let them understand that this is this must be in tip top shape. It must also have a backup. This you understand what I mean? Like this is how important.
Exactly. Exactly.
And your notes as well is that important. It's not just notes. It actually means it could be your defense if something goes wrong. It's not just notes. So be
Right.
careful and be meticulous and be clear when you write them down. You have to communicate the weight of things to people. That's what I realize, right? And it's just dealing with different types of people. You know what I mean? Because we can't assume that, especially because it's our baby, we can't assume that people will give it the right importance that it needs, like certain parts of it.
You
You
do.
know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
You see what I mean? Yeah.
Now,
I know you
you
understand. I know you understand what I mean.
I do. I do. I'm going to tell you a little story and I'll ask you a question.
Okay, okay.
If you were in my shoe.
Okay, okay.
I had this there was an event in Hamilton I had to set up for decoration,
Uh-huh.
and the client wanted to celebrate her husband's 40th, and it was a surprise party.
Mm-hmm.
Now client got pictures of her husband, right? And of her baby. So she was celebrating her husband and her baby together. But the story she told her husband is they're only celebrating the baby so that when the husband walks into the hall, he's also celebrated.
Right.
Now, client asked me to do backdrops, personalized backdrops, and put the husband's names on them.
Mm-hmm.
And she told me find a way to cover it up until he walks into the hall and then someone will pull it out. And I was like, okay, fine. Now, while I was setting, the event was meant to start at 7 p.m. I went there as early as 1 p.m. and I was setting up. And I made sure because I saw the husband come around a few times to drop off a few things, and I made sure that I would do the backdrop last thing so that he doesn't walk into me setting up. And I assumed that okay, towards the end of the night, he should be home, dressing up, getting ready, doing
Right.
stuff like that. And then when I noticed that he had left, and I was done setting up the tables and everything else, and I had one of my helpers with me. I told her it's not a one-man job. The backdrop, it was quite large and it needed this peel and stick vinyl, so I had to manually do
Yeah.
them. So I had my help. We were trying to put those things on the board. We did the child's first, and then while we were doing the men's, and I just put his name and I was putting the age. Guess what?
What?
He walked in on me. I was back in the door, and he walked in on me and saw his name on the board.
Oh.
And the client got so angry and said, "Ice ruined the surprise."
No, but no, no. First of all, no, 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 no. First of all, you were there to do a job. It was her job. It was her job to keep him surprised. So what she should have done is basically put certain guardrails in. In fact, what if him come through the garage? What if he goes through there? You don't know the man movements. She's supposed to know the man movements. That is her husband.
Right. That
That is
was
her husband. That have
that's
not,
what I
listen to me, that
said.
have nothing to do with you. What it is that she's upset at herself. And let me tell you, you're going to meet her. You see, the problem is sometimes you meet narcissist clients, right?
So
And you just
that's
want
what
to
I
get paid and get the hell out of there. Because to be honest, like I understand what you're going through. Don't let, and you know what else? So let me tell you one more thing. Let me tell you one more thing. I had this really nasty client and I couldn't figure out why. Do you know after, because she was really trying to be nasty, after I did some research more on her, what I found out was she had a business before
hmm
and it failed terribly. She got sued many times.
Oh
So a
no.
lot of these people, so I want you to be aware. This is what I'm saying to you. I want a lot of these people, right,
Hmm.
have had businesses before them fail and them try to make yours a nightmare. That's why I'm quick to fire clients. I don't care. Like some of them not worth the money. You see what I'm saying? So
Right.
you know everybody to be your to be your thing. Entertainment time. Hi TG Media. Big up Philip. Big up. Entertainment time. Is it about event planning? Yes, she's an event planner, very successful one here in Canada. And she's from the Cameroons. And I'm speaking. She's a financial entrepreneur. Very proud of her. And so I'm just speaking with her about her journey. That's what it's about, my dear. So no, but let's go back to what we were talking about, right? So I just want to let you know that a lot of this vitriol sometimes that you find, sometimes because you're doing a good job. You see what I'm saying? If you can't find anything, you see, like especially with that, and I'm going to tell you right now, do not second guess yourself when it comes to that, because that was not your job. You went there and you basically jumped through a bit of hoops to try to accommodate, right? It was for her to actually keep her husband surprised. So she was supposed to know in movements and say and have a game plan. Like if him come through the garage, if you go and communicate with you more. That's not your job. That was not your. Don't let her put that on you or make you doubt yourself. You understand what I mean, Caroline? Are you there? Caroline? I can't hear you. Where's she gone? All right, we're just gonna wait for her to come back on. Yeah, entertainment time. Entertainment me. Yeah, event planning. So she's an event planner here, and I like to highlight women. I like to highlight Black women on the entrepreneur journey, the ones that are successful and just focused on doing their thing. You know, because we need that. We need to see more of us being successful and walking the path and keeping on the straight and narrow. You know, you might lose things as you go along. You might gain as you go along, but there's that divine protection. Just trust that whatever you lose, you were supposed to. Whatever you gain and stays, you were supposed to. Caroline, I can't hear you, love. Maybe you have to call. You have to hang up, check out, and check back in. You hear? Yeah. Check out and check back in. She just check out people, so she's gonna come back soon. But I hope everybody is having a great Sunday and getting rejuvenated for tomorrow. Tomorrow, the week starts Monday. Monday, Monday, Monday. Monday, fun day, Monday. Mm. Let me see if she texted me. Sorry about this, people on the payback. Thank you, Imatep, for your super chat. Blessings, bro. Thank you. I hope you guys are enjoying the conversation. I am. See, these are the type of conversations that I love. See? These are the type of women that you find around me, to be honest. And I have no problem with that. No problemo. No problemo. I'm waiting for her to come, guys. What can I do? What can I do? I got my questions. Okay, here she is. Add to the stage. Are you there, Han?
Julia, can you hear me now?
I can't. What happened? Like, what do you keep doing? I feel like you're pressing something or you're doing something.
I'm not. I'm, I'm not.
Okay. I believe you. I believe you. It's okay. We can have fun while we work, right?
I see no on me.
All right, so let's start now.
Okay.
Have you ever doubted your path, Caroline? And if so, what brought you back to your purpose?
Um, that's a good one.
Mm,
I can say that I have doubted my life when I was in the corporate world over
mm,
and over.
mhm.
Every day I ask myself, what am I doing? What am I doing with my life? But being an entrepreneur, no,
Yeah,
never. Never. I have not for 1 minute doubted. Yes, there are days when it gets really hard. There are days when you feel like, oh, can I quit?
yeah,
Is there an easy way out? But no,
yeah,
I don't know that. Yeah.
yeah. You know what one of my secrets is, Caroline, and I told somebody this the other day. Um, I told her, honey, I understand that you're tired. But if you're tired, just rest. Don't decide that you're going to quit as yet. Rest
Mm-hmm.
first. Rest first and come back, because you see what I mean? And she just got some good rest, like a month full of rest. She said that she slept for like 12 hours for a whole 2 weeks.
There
It was
you
like
go.
comatose. Right. Right. And her brain needed to heal basically.
Right.
Right. And
Yeah.
right. And rejuvenated, and now like she is, some certain things and that's what I tell about joy, man. Like certain things just make your heart swell. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
When you see people come out of a state, like the mind is very powerful in our Caroline. Our mind is so powerful. Like it's do or die, that mind that we have,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
Right. Okay. So, well, you just gave us a little bit of insight, but here's one question for you: how do you deal with clients who don't value your time, your pricing, or your expertise?
Sorry, my son just walked in.
That's okay. Babies first.
Here, here you have my phone. Go sit somewhere, okay?
Babies first. Yeah.
Yes, you're welcome.
Yeah,
Okay.
entertainment me said, nice message. Rest first and get back to it. So
Yeah.
many
Okay.
times I want to quit in areas of my life. Yes, entertainment me. Honestly, like that is one of my mantras. Like whenever, because it can get intense. You see what I mean? Especially because I'm someone who always have more than one pots on the fire at one time. So sometimes it can get really, really intense. Where my only time for myself is when I work out or when I do my yoga, etc., or when I'm reading. And but you have to watch yourself too and make sure that you don't escape too much in the reading. Because I'll read all day if I can, right? But that's what I'm saying. Like you have to know whenever it gets so hard, you have to rest first before you make. Never ever make permanent decisions by temporary emotions. Mute Caroline 1 second because you sound terrible. Yeah, never make permanent decisions from temporary emotions. Never do that. So when you're very, very angry, you're not going to be angry forever. Wait before you make a decision, right? When you really feel like you're gonna quit, when you feel like you're gonna quit, maybe you're just tired. Just wait, get some rest, and come back. Yeah, got you, Caroline. What you saying now? What you saying? Talk to me. Talk to me. Talk to
Okay.
us.
Yeah. So I haven't had a lot of clients who I would call them unappreciative, right?
Yeah,
Because a client who doesn't value your time or your pricing is an unappreciative client. I would say that my prices are very competitive and they are one of the best. I try not to overprice and I try not to undersell myself. I
right.
know that I know that the work I do is good. I know that I put in a lot to get outcomes for my client, and I know that I do due diligence in order to make sure that the client is satisfied at the end of the day. So if when I meet a client who is unappreciative of my time and who cannot see that I'm giving them value, I'm giving them my all, my best,
Yeah,
and then I don't deal with them.
good, good.
Yeah,
Me too. Me too. I don't want every client. I'm the same way. Me too. One
yeah,
hundred percent. Me too. Right? Me too.
yeah,
100%. Like if it. First of all, I don't do one-sided relationships. Like I want win-win. So I want you to feel like as if you need, or at least I will improve your business.
yeah.
If I'm not doing that for you, then why are you hiring me? Right?
Exactly.
So I don't want
And
it to be one. I want us both to feel like as if it's productive and I actually feel like I'm making a change in somebody. Because what I have dealt with, Caroline, I've dealt with the two types, right?
mhm,
And you'll be surprised who is who. And I will never ever mention who they are. Because
mhm,
companies grow and people change.
yeah,
And people in positions change. But I have the type that says, well, if we have you there, then people will drink less of my alcohol. I'm into the alcohol sales business, not into the saving life business. I have people who say that to me,
oh my,
right? And then you have some people who say, oh my gosh, yeah, that will make me look good. Great. No problem. It will also help people lives. No problem. And then you
hmm,
have some other people that was like, you know what? It's worth it. And you know what? If we could save one person or set an example and it's good for the community, let's do it.
Let's do. Yeah,
You see what I'm
exactly.
saying? So you have to know the type of client that you see what I'm saying? Like if like my business don't take convincing, because
Yeah,
that is when and you have to go through it. It's like you have to actually go through the experience of different types of clients. You see what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
certain clients I don't you understand, you don't want, because especially when they nickel and diming, or they don't see. Listen, it don't make any sense. You understand what I'm saying? People have to see people, and it's not every dollar is not earned the same,
No,
because as
not
I
at
said,
all.
right,
Yeah.
and that is something that people only know, Caroline, after they go through it. So some
Yeah.
things we can't even talk about, because we just have to just let our people go through it. You know what I mean? But
So
yeah.
you know what they say about first impression.
Yes, there,
That
yes,
is what my initial consultation is all about.
yes,
I try to set out that structure, the premise,
yeah.
and make sure that we are both in tune so that I can pick up all the discrepancies. If I can spot a bad client from miles away.
Yes, me too.
They always come with with irrelevant questions.
Yeah,
Not every question is irrelevant. There are questions that are very good and constructive, but they're irrelevant questions too.
yeah,
They come with comparison, they
yeah,
come with criticism, they come with all sorts of things. Just in the first meeting, in the first sit down, I
yeah,
usually have a 45 to an hour sit down with them.
yeah,
You can tell already. You
yeah.
can tell that this person is trouble.
Exactly. No, 100%,
Yeah.
100%, 100%. Listen, Caroline, 100%. And like I can see them from a mile away. You see what I mean? Like I was saying, like some people, you know the ones that's giving you trouble. Wait, yeah. Mute a second, cause you're back going. Hi, Horace, Mr. Morrison. Blessings, 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 guys. And Ricardo, good to see you, love. Good to see you. Good to see you, gentlemen, on this Sunday. Yeah, no, 100%, Caroline, 100%, right?
Mhm.
And I mean, your client should value your service and value your time, because you
That,
value their service and you value their time. Some people are just bad clients and they're just not worth it.
that's right.
You know what I mean? They need to stay with their eye level. You see what I'm saying? And some people not just not right. So it's right. You know what I'm talking about. So you're a wife, you're a mother of three, and a business owner. How do you define balance in your life?
It's all about structure, and it's all about just giving what the Bible says, what is Caesar to Caesar and what is God to God.
Mm-hmm.
My work time versus my home time,
Yes,
they can never compete. I work from
exactly.
home, yes. I run my business from home, yes. But those two times they can never compete. I
Good,
give my family priority when it's time to give them priority, and I give my work priority when it's time to give it priority.
good, good, good.
My kids know that when they're away in school, I'm working. Laura, what do you do? Mommy does events. Mommy hosts parties. Mommy does. But when they're home,
Yeah,
I'm home with them.
nice, nice. Yeah,
Yes.
I'm like that too. Like whenever I'm relaxing, I'm relaxing.
Yeah.
Whenever I'm reading, I'm reading. Whenever
Yeah.
I'm doing my work, I'm doing my work. Whenever I'm sharing time with a loved one, or hiking, or doing whatever other activity that I might be doing, that's what I'm doing. You see
It
what I
is
mean?
very important to make that structure in your life, in your
Very,
business.
very
Otherwise, things would just it would take a toll over your life, and you would probably don't have a life to live.
exactly very
Yeah.
much. And you know what the funniest thing is too? People think that I'm rigid in a lot of ways, like with my life structure, right? But they don't understand how much freedom I get from just being so disciplined. Like you get so much freedom. And people think they will say, "Oh, you have so much time in your day." It's
Oh
because
yeah.
I have 24 hours just like you. You see,
Yeah, you tell
but
them you're right.
I'm actually efficient when I rest. When I'm rest, I'm not checking emails. When I rest, I'm resting. You see what I'm
Right.
saying? When I'm not on the phone, I'm not on the phone. Hey, good afternoon, good afternoon, Doza, good afternoon, my dear. Good to see you. All right, my dear. So let's talk. Let's talk. Let's talk. What sacrifice have you what sacrifices, let me pluralize that.
Mhm.
What sacrifices have you made that you've had to make that people don't see?
Ah.
If you want to skip any question, no problem.
No, that's fine. I'm
Okay.
thinking where do I want to start?
Where do you want to start? You know what? You want me to, can I tell you a secret? A lot of the questions that I ask the entrepreneurs that come on
Mhm.
is questions that I think would be good if people ask me. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
So I figured that Julia, you're not that special. So it will be interesting to ask them too, especially you know what I mean. You have your own journey. So go ahead. I'm listening.
Okay. So, one of the most important sacrifice that I make every day that people don't see, it's showing up for them instead of being with my family.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Um, a lot of people will think that, oh, but you're just doing your business, you're making money, but I'm serving you.
yeah,
Do you understand? I'm giving you a service. I could have chose to be at home. I could have chose to be with my children. I could, but I'm here. I'm doing work for you. I'm putting in my best to make sure that you are happy, you are satisfied, and I'm not just throwing it out there to some amateurs to do the work for you. So that is one huge sacrifice I feel that I do that people don't really appreciate or they
right,
don't understand. Yeah, some people appreciate it. Yeah.
right, right. And Ima Tip says so true because he also is an entrepreneur and works for himself and also not able to spend that time with his family as much as he can when he has to work so much. But for me, for me, it would be the people that I have to lose in order to stay on the path because the path is very strict.
You're right.
There's certain things,
You're right.
right?
Yeah.
So and because certain things become, remember what I was telling you about that glass slipper.
Yeah.
There's certain things that become very, very, very important to you as you continue building this life, which is like
The shift in the
peace of mind,
mindset when
right?
the
Like
mindset
you,
shifts.
yeah,
Goes up.
right.
Yeah. You're
Your
right.
peace of mind, your mindset, all of that stuff. So the people who you enjoy being around, but you get very, very discerning between what you enjoy and what's actually good for you.
Exactly.
And what would actually be good for you to continue this path. You get very, because the path becomes so important to you that you put everything against it, even when it comes on to partnership,
And
right?
you know what happens.
What?
These things don't happen because you want them to happen, and
No,
it just happens
it just
automatically.
happens automatically, girl.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to. This is what I'm trying to say to you. Like, I appreciate you women who are on the path so much, because and I appreciate the people that's on the path, but you women especially black women on the path so much, because it's like we can speak a certain language that you're not, that we understand, that we know. You see what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Right. And there's certain things that you can't hear about it. You actually have to go through it to actually for it to actually humble you. And it's always proven, the path is always proving itself how important it is to you
Right.
by the certain things that you have to trim, or certain things that you have to allow to go, or certain things that is just off your of it's not it does not it will not keep you in alignment with the progression of your vision. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
and so it's like it. And God bless you, Caroline. I really, really, I really enjoy speaking with you, and
Let's
your path is very significant. All right, let's continue. Um, you know what? What success looks different to all of us. What does success look like to you? Not just as a businesswoman, but as a mother and a woman building a legacy.
Success for me, the way I always look at it, it's not about the amount of money you have in your bank account. It's
Yeah,
not about all the wealth you amass, but it's
yeah,
about the fulfillment at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You're fulfilled knowing that you have happy children, you have a happy home, and you have a business that's thriving. I love to use that word thriving because
Yes.
business at every point should be thriving. I know there are businesses that are booming, but it should be thriving. You know what I mean? It should
Yeah.
be moving from one level to another. So that's what I deem success. So if you're having a happy home and a
Yeah.
thriving business and you have a comfortable life,
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
you're successful. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I get no, no, mine, yeah. 100%. 100%. But and for me too, that including, but just the fact that I can actually look in my eyes in the mirror and like I haven't lost myself. My
Right.
my mom,
Right.
you know what I mean? Like with all the different type of opportunities to do different things,
Mhm.
I'm still Julia, and I still have a respect and a love for humanity. That plus the fact that you know I feel good in conscience about the
In
money that we
conscience,
earn, right?
exactly.
My
That's
conscience is
right.
clean. I don't have to look behind my shoulder. You see
Right.
what I'm saying? Or I don't have to feel like anybody put me anywhere. Like that like I could have been again, as people say, further along, but you never know what those doors lead to. You see what I'm saying? Like
Right.
the doors that I want open is the ones that my product, my talent, and my mind and my heart open. I don't want certain doors that are offered that might be open to you because of other things. You see
Exactly.
what I mean? So being able to do that, and also peace. Like for me, I will cut off people. I will cut off people head for my peace, my peace, and my peace of mind, and my quality. You know what I mean? Because that is the quality of life. Like
Yeah.
that to me is that to me
It's
is
paramount. It's
right,
important. Very
paramount,
important.
right?
Yes. Yeah.
And because that's where my creativity comes from. Like if you threaten my peace, you threaten, first of all, peace and prosperity goes together.
It does.
That's a Masonic principle, and not only that, but it's also in the Bible, it's also everywhere.
Mhm.
So peace and prosperity go together. That's the first thing. And not only that, but that is my God-given peace from my inside, from the wells that spring up. So if you threaten that, that's on a different level. And then also too, I mean, creativity favors the relaxed mind. It does. Creativity favors the relaxed mind. And once you keep that creativity, you keep nourishing it and keep doing things that nourish it, you don't have to really worry about competing with,
Mhm.
you see what I'm saying? Because you're so creative that people are always following up, keeping up with you, or copying what you're doing. So it's
Right.
it's just a fact. You see what I'm saying? So little things like that for me is like especially what you said, 100% is success to me. Like, and that's what I was telling my sister the other day. Like, I don't care how my life looks as much as I care how it feels, because I have to live in my life. You
Mhm.
see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Somebody might be the best person on paper with all of these how much millions and something of dollars, but
Yeah.
if I'm not in love, why would I marry that person? If there's not somebody who, you see what I'm saying, is going to make my life feel better,
Yeah.
because I
Yeah.
actually have to live in it, right? And he's just good on paper and it will just look good. Why would I? No, my life means too much to me. It's the same reason, like you have to have something that stops you from certain things. That's what I realized.
Exactly.
Like the reason why, Caroline, I've never tried any kind of hard, DRUG, whatever.
Mhm. Yeah.
But even though it was like they're available to me, is because I've always said I respect my mind. I need my mind. Because people have always told me how, bright I was and smart and figuring out stuff, right? So
Mhm.
my mind became uber important to me. Uber important to me from high school, you know what I mean, coming up. So every time when I saw people having fun on certain drugs, I was always thinking, you know what? No, like I really need my mind, and
Need it.
I respect it too much to try that type of hard things like that. So yeah, so you have to have something that actually gives you that reverence for what it is that you're building and what it is that your tools that you use to build with. A lot of
Right.
people don't understand that, right?
Mhm.
Anyhow, this is your interview, and I'm not going to take it over. So let me ask you: you're deeply involved in supporting newcomers. Why is that mission so personal to you?
Uh, for starters, because I was a newcomer myself, I know how hard, how challenging being a newcomer is. Uh, Julia, my story.
I know. Go ahead. Whatever you want to say, we're all ears.
Oh my God. My story when I got into this country, I came here in September. It wasn't that cold, but I came with all summer clothing. Coming into a country, you're from a very hot country. Cameroon, I think Cameroon is as hot as Jamaica.
Yeah.
I brought all summery clothes. I think I had only $500 to my name.
Yeah.
Um Yeah, I really wasn't that financially buoyant. I had to look for a place to stay. I came as an international student. All my money had gone into paying school fee. I paid a $15,000 school fee for the first year. So I thought that, okay, I did that conversion in my mind. I was like, okay, $500, it's almost a million in Cameroon franc CFA. So I can pay my room, I can get a room paid for like 6 months, and then I can find a job the next day, because that was the mindset I had. Like,
Yeah.
you can find a job the next day, you can, there's money on the street, you can pick it up.
Yeah.
But no.
Yeah.
two
I know.
weeks the first 2 weeks, though, the first 1 month in this country, it was hell. I
Yeah.
was sit I lived in a hotel. My school lodged me in a hotel for 2 weeks to get myself sorted out.
Yeah.
So I would sit in that hotel and cry, Julia. I would cry. In the morning, I would go downstairs, grab breakfast, grab extras that I can eat for lunch and dinner.
Yeah.
Just so,
Yeah.
yeah. So it was that bad. It was really tough. And then when I finally found a place, thank goodness, a woman, she was a church lady. She took me into her home and she made me pay $300 for her room.
Wow.
Yeah, that was the cheapest you could find anywhere. I paid $300. She allowed me to stay the first month, so I paid the first and last.
Yeah.
I didn't have enough to pay her first and last anyway, so I paid her first, and she said she'll keep me for the first month for free. I can pay from the second month first and last. And then, I started to hustle and make things work, and just, here and there. So it is that toughness
Yeah.
that I really hate to see people go through. I really wish, sometimes I sit and I tell myself, I really wish I could help everybody, but no, I cannot. I can only do my best.
But
So I try to help as much as I can.
yeah. But you know what though, Caroline, to be honest, I used to feel that way like you. Like I want to help everybody and I really hate when people go through that.
Yeah.
But I now I feel for the past say probably 6 7 years, it's good because you know what? It's building character. Because I
Yeah.
had to go through that. So why in my own way, why should I spare anybody from what's going to build their character? I know what build mine. I know why people underestimate us and think that we are one way, but then when they have to deal with us, they see that we're really militant and very principled about certain things
Right.
just because of the experience that we went through. So why should I spare them of the hardships that's actually going to shape them? You're right, because a lot of times the things that we go through in the beginning is actually preparing us
It does.
for the
That's
rest of you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now I don't feel that way. Like now I actually will help, like like suggestion and stuff like that. But
Mhm.
I don't I don't pray for people hardship to go away because first of all it don't work. And secondly, like it's usually for the benefit or to sift out who really belongs in the space or not. It's
Mhm.
facts. You see what I'm saying? So I definitely understand what you're saying. But it's good that you have that heart because the fact that you went through it, you want to spare people from going through it. And it's the fact like we're supposed to make it better for the people who come
Oh,
next. You see what I'm
I'm
saying?
I'm not trying to spare people from going through it, because like you said, it is that process where it refines you into shaping you.
Yeah.
What the way I help them is more like a facilitation. Okay, for instance, I host events that that give out information to newcomers. So, for instance, where can you find a Service Canada? I won't drag you to a Service Canada.
Mhm.
What can you do at a Service Canada? If you're ready to buy a house, what do you need? Those kind of things.
Yeah, yeah,
That's what for now. I one immigrant came to my house. She was like 2 days freshly, no, not 2 days, 2 years new in the Canada, so she was really struggling. And she was like, oh my gosh, I really wish I were you. And I was like, no, you have to pay your dues.
exactly,
I've been in this country for almost 20 years now. I paid my dues.
exactly.
I have gone through the fire. I believe that I am refined, but
Yes.
I paid my dues. You have to pay your dues in order to get here.
Yeah.
Everybody will get to somewhere someday. It's just how do you allow yourself to be shaped? What kind of information do you take in? What
Exactly.
kind of people do you let around you?
Yeah.
I don't hold hands. I will not hold your hand, but I'll give you that information.
Right.
I will tell you what to do. If you're in this country, what are the kind of things that you have to do in order to succeed? What career path are really paying? I've seen people that come into this country and they're stuck into factory jobs for years on ending. I'm not
Yeah.
saying that factory job is bad thing. No, it's not. But you left your country to come into someone else's country to have a better life.
Yeah.
There's no need why you should be stuck in one career. There's
Yeah.
no need why you should be stuck on a minimum wage. No.
Yeah. Facts.
Yeah.
100%. 100% facts. 100% facts. 100% facts, Caroline. But again, what does that tie into what we always talk about at Fire Nation, Caroline, is the importance of mindset. Your
Exactly.
mindset is what will make your ceiling and will make your floor. These are facts. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I like to sift out people
Hmm.
by their mindset, because I know that certain thoughts, certain behaviors follow certain scarcity mindset, certain type of mindsets. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So people don't, it's, if, as they say, if you have eyes to see, you will see. Like, the people who understand will understand. But let me say something. Let me ask you something. How has building community impacted your business growth? How has that impacted it?
Um. So this year alone, we are we are going to be doing three culturally community inclusive events.
Hmm.
Uh, One is more to showcase our cultural heritage, where we're coming from, art, music, um, craft, and all of that. That
Hmm.
is one thing that I love. Well, let me put it back this way: helping people again, or helping immigrants to stay on course.
Hmm.
So I'm helping you as a business person to showcase your brand um to my group of network.
Yeah.
You understand? I'll bring people together and I say, hey, bring your products and show to these people. That's the kind of thing I do. And I feel like it's a two-way traffic. It is helping you and it's growing my business because more people get to know about my business as much as they get to know about yours.
Right. 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 Good. 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 Love that. Love that. For me too is the same. I can't tell you how many people have been impacted by impaired driving. You know,
Yeah.
um, it's anyhow. Let's continue. For someone watching this who feels called to start, but they are afraid, what would you say to them, Caroline, right now?
I just want to ask them one question. What is the worst that can happen?
Oh, so I know you fall in my group, the high risk takers, the high risk taker, the medium risk measured. We call ourselves medium measured, we're medium measured people, risk
what
takers.
uh, what's the worst thing that can
What's the worst
happen?
thing that can happen?
Yeah, as long as you're not doing anything illegal, what's the
Right.
worst that can happen? The worst that can happen is that you fail. And what can you do after that? You start again. You try again.
Yeah.
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 So I would say that there is no harm in trying. There is no harm in starting.
Mhm.
Don't be part of the procrastinators crew. Just when you think of something, do a little bit of feasibility studies if you can.
Mhm.
If you cannot, maybe ask around. You just ask questions.
Sometimes you just need to do it and try your luck. These are
Exactly.
facts. And
Yeah.
you just have to learn from what you try.
You
Because
learn from
not
your
because
mistakes.
something worked for somebody else means it's going to work for you. So you need to have the balls to actually
Exactly.
just step out there and just do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Some things will not listen. Not all of my posts get the same amount of likes. I can tell, but sometimes you just test it and see what works, what doesn't work. If people think that something goes too far or something does not. But it's okay because you're still being yourself, but you're just seeing because collective mind is different than individual mind. Like I might like it individually, somebody else might love it individually, somebody else might not like it individually. But when there's a group think of something that people don't like, it's just marketing, right? It
Right.
tends to is energy. It tends to go that way, like it's a slope. That's how it is. Blessings, Markaba, my brother. Blessings, Markaba. We're actually finishing up Merkaba. I'm going to ask you the bonus questions right now. The heart to heart ones, Caroline, Miss Caroline. Do you believe passion is enough to build a successful business?
I believe so. I
Yeah.
believe so because it is passion that actually brought me into this. So
I know that.
yeah, and
Yeah.
I know for a fact that
Yeah.
I am going somewhere. I'm getting somewhere.
Yeah.
And for this past few years that I have been building, I have acquired so much that I know that it is without that passion,
Yeah.
no, it wouldn't work.
It
So
wouldn't
yes,
work. It
yeah,
wouldn't work. It
yeah.
wouldn't work because you wouldn't sacrifice sleep and food and friendships for it,
Yeah.
right?
You know, I met a lady
Yeah.
a few weeks ago, not a few weeks ago, a few months ago. I think it was around February.
Right.
And she told me she really loves to make mini pancakes. That
Yeah.
her kids enjoy making kids enjoy her mini pancakes, and that sometimes she would just put them out on a tray and then have them serve themselves. She will make little toppings, and then they get they're so immersed into it that she's so happy. And I'm like, okay, why don't you start a business? And she was like, I don't know if I can do a business. You know what? I kept encouraging her. Next month, she got her permit to start running a business from her home. And then I introduced her to a carpenter to make her this one of these tables for displays. And guess what? She has already had 2 events she's been booked for.
Fantastic.
And that really gladdens my heart because I believe that passion is
Yeah.
everything. Yeah.
No. 100%.
And yeah.
Yeah. Go
And
ahead. Go ahead.
Julia,
Yeah.
you're going to be at my Mother's Day event, and you would meet with one of the vendors
Yeah.
who is into perfumes. So
Okay.
she was selling perfumes, right?
Yes.
But she was buying from someone. I wouldn't say they're made in Nigeria.
Yes.
So it's not like a big branded perfume, but they're very good scented perfumes. So
Yes.
she was selling really small scale. And when I started planning my event, the Mother's Day event, I approached her. I was like, okay, every Mother's Day I give my mothers a gift. I
Yeah.
want you to do something for me this year. You are going to set up a stand and have mothers come sample your perfume. They will smell it and they will take one. They will smell different fragrances and
Yeah.
they will take one which they love home. And she was like, "Oh no, I don't know if I can do this." We've talked about this over and over. I help her get all the things ready, and we're just waiting for Mother's Day to arrive. I'm using her, or rather, I'm using myself as her guinea pig to
Yeah.
test her product, right? And I'm really rooting for her
Yeah.
that it works because she's someone that really,
But
really loves.
I know Caroline, but listen, Caroline, I'm going to give you some big sister advice. Just allow her to do what she's comfortable doing because not everybody is always at the same level when it comes on to mindset and thinking, right?
Right, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
So,
you know, Julia, when you come across people
yeah.
who have a certain kind of mindset, these are things I won't do for everyone.
Yeah.
When you come across someone who has a certain kind of mindset, that person just needs a little information, a little
I
push.
know. I feel that way too, Caroline. Honestly, I feel that way too. Especially with, listen, especially with Jamaican people. I don't know if you know about Jamaican people, but Jamaican people are the most innovative people. Like
Yeah,
even just walking on the street in Jamaica, like you see some of the people they invent something like some different type of push cut, some different type of
yeah,
engineering that they do,
yeah,
and with very little that they have, and we're some of the most creative people. You understand? And this is what, and a lot of it is because of what we see, because the island is very beautiful. So a lot of creativity go inside, right? So a lot of creativity have to come back out, come out in our music, in everything. So I know a lot of Jamaican people, all they need is exposure and just a little push. But there is a time when you have to recognize that you can't help people who don't want to be helped. You see
okay.
what I'm saying? So you have to know the difference. You see what I'm saying?
That's exactly my point, because
Right.
if I come to you and you think that I see the mindset like you don't want to be helped, no, I
Yeah.
back out. Yeah, I do
Yeah.
back out.
Yeah.
But I move forward only with people that I feel like they can, and
Exactly.
I feel like this particular person
Yeah.
can go far in her
Yeah.
business.
Yeah.
She just needs that exposure.
Exposure. Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
I understand. I understand. Well, I'm here to support you any way I can. And afterwards, let me know how many gift bags you have because I'll donate a breathalyzer to you.
Yay.
Entirely.
Okay.
All right. No problem. So we can talk about it after the live.
Absolutely.
But yeah, so you know what, Caroline, is let me ask you one last question for you.
Okay.
What separates people who dream from people who build? Because that's a difference. There's a lot of dreamers out there, lots of people who dream, but they don't build anything, or they haven't given themselves the permission to build.
Yeah.
So
Dreamers,
yeah, go ahead.
dreamers are sleepers. Dreamers, dreamers are sleepers, right?
Yeah,
Dreamers, you should you can't compare the two of them. People that build are people that take initiative. When they think
yeah,
about it, they move on it. When they see it, they act on it.
yeah,
Dreamers would sit on a thought for weeks, for months, for years,
yeah,
and keep procrastinating. Oh, but if I have to put it this way, how
yeah,
will it look like? If I so it just goes back to the question you asked me, Pearl. If you think about something, go for it. There's what's the worst that can happen? But
yeah,
if you want to sit on it and keep thinking and keep dreaming and keep analyzing, oh
yeah.
my, you're not gonna go anywhere.
100%.
You're not gonna go anywhere. So yeah, being a
100%.
dreamer, being a dreamer is a no. It's a layback. Like you're going to nowhere with anything.
But and you know what else too? There's this all or nothing mentality I find that stop a lot of people, especially our people. I find like, okay, let me explain. Like I was talking to this young man, right? Like wait, mute a bit, Caroline, mute a bit. And he was talking about starting. You know, we are talking about starting his business and stuff like that. And he was like, you know what, I could lose my entire life savings. I could lose my entire life savings. And he was like 22, right? So no, but still, it was his life savings, right? So it's important to him, right? So
Right.
I said to him, I understand that. So that is why you shouldn't bet your entire life savings on it. Like you
Right.
should not risk an amount that you're not prepared to lose.
It
Never
is.
ever do that. Like I said to him, and I said to him, this is and I said to you, I said to him, I want you to hear what I'm saying right now. It's not just about you starting your business. I'm telling you a thought process that you need to have for the rest of your goddamn life, especially somebody like you who want to travel and go Vegas and all that stuff there, right? What I'm saying to you is this: do not gamble with anything that would be life changing if you lose. Never gamble with it. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
So if you're going to gamble 5 million, make sure say you have at least 25. The 5 million make you feel like as if you just lose $5 if you have $25.
Exactly.
Like
Yeah.
don't gamble. So I said you are gambling. That's the problem right there. Even if it's a good deal, you're going to have that energetic like fear, and it's going to affect everything because I really do believe that energy affects stuff. You see what I'm saying?
It
Energy is
does.
very, very important. So I said to him, like, it don't make any sense. I said, no, you're gambling too much. What you need to do is build some more resources, build some more. What that would do is give you more time, to think about whether you want to invest in this or not. And it will also give you more time to see if this was actually a good investment. You
A
can
good
look
investment.
because you'll
Yeah.
have more data and you'll have more money to be able to risk what it is that you need to risk. But for you to be saying that you're going to risk your whole life savings and you feeling so desperate that way, and you being human, huh? And the fact that you have to ask me about it and you already asked your brother and your father, so I'm the third person that you're asking. That means you're not sure. That means that you should not do it. You should
To do it.
absolutely not do it. And he was like, Miss Julia, thank you so much. You make so much sense. I was like, I'm just telling you, like, seriously, like, don't
Yeah.
do it, buddy. Like, it's not, it doesn't make it, don't do it. It's not, and you're not able to do it properly right now because you're fretting. You see what I'm saying? So, facts.
You know, one thing I always tell people is that if you
Yeah,
are risking your savings
yeah,
into an investment,
yeah,
you have to weigh if that investment is, what is it? Is it a liability or an asset? You know, there are liabilities that will pick up into becoming an asset in the future,
yeah,
and there are investment that from the go get
yeah,
it is an investment. You know what I mean, right?
yeah.
So have to you have to be able to tell if what you're getting into, is it a liability? If it crashes today, are you going to be able to scoff something out of it, or the entire thing is gone? Or is it that kind of an investment whereby, oh, if it fails, I have something to fall back on?
Exactly. 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 Exactly, exactly right. Exactly right. I love the way you think, Caroline. I know you're gonna go so far. I can't wait to just see, just branches, the different levels. I know you'll always have problems, but everybody have problems at different levels. But I just can't wait to see the flourishing. And let me ask you one last question for our viewers today. If
Okay.
you lost everything today, what would you rebuild first and why?
Hmm. I've been thinking about that question for if I lost anything today, what will I rebuild? I would say my life, right?
Yeah,
If let's say if I lose everything, everything is gone, I will start with my life, because you know why? As long as there's life, there is hope.
yeah,
If you have life, you have hope. So if I lose everything today, I'll start with making sure that I'm healthy, I'm happy, I'm strong, and then I can hope for the future.
nice, nice. Love it, love it. Well, my dear, it's always a pleasure speaking with you. And I just want people to know, like, what you just heard wasn't just a business story. It was a reminder that entrepreneurship is not about having the perfect condition. It's about having the courage to build anyway. Because when you really listen to journeys like this, journeys like Caroline's Fire Nation, you start to see something clearly. You start to see something clearly. Caroline, mute for a second, please.
Okay, sure.
Right? You start to see that there will never be a perfect time. There will always be responsibility, always be pressure, there will always be doubt. And the people who win are the ones who decide to move forward with all of it. Today, with Caroline, showed us that you can be a mother, you can be a partner, you can carry community on your back and still choose to build something that creates impact. But here's the real question I want to leave with you, Fire Nation. What are you building right now? And are you building it with intention, or are you just reacting to life? Legacy isn't built in the big moments, it's built in the quiet decisions, it's built in the late nights, and it's built in the moments where you choose discipline over doubt. So, if this conversation with Caroline gave you something, insight, motivation, clarity, Don't just feel inspired, Fire Nation. Move, act, and execute. And most importantly, stay locked in with the people who remind you of what's possible. That's what we do over here. This is Fire Nation, okay? And I'll see you in the next one. And Caroline, unmute yourself, my love, and say something to Fire Nation because the most I'm going to be listening on the playback. Hi, Slim Jim. Blessings, blessings. Good. Say what you want to say, my love.
Thank you so much, Fire Nation, for tuning in today. I hope my story inspires someone out there. And I just want to say that if you have anything that you're thinking of doing, please do not procrastinate. Jump in on it. There is nothing worse than failure. Failure is actually just a starting point for success. So please do not be afraid of failure.
Blessings. I love that, Caroline. And we, Caroline, you know that's one of our things, our matches. What I always tell them, you're gonna die anyway. We're all gonna die, right? Nobody's thinking about you as much as you're thinking about you. Do it. If it's in your heart, God put it in your heart. Try it. You're gonna fail. So what? The only people who laugh at you is the people who are too afraid to try. Right? The other people who tried and failed many times. The other day I was because I love reading the old poets. I'm gonna go right now. But Caroline, the other day I was reading epic was it Epicurus or was it one of them? I was reading and he said the master has failed more times than the failure has tried. And it was like, I was like, the master has failed more times than the failure has even tried. Yeah. Because that's when you fail. You fail when you stop trying. And the master failed so many times that he finally succeeded and became a master. But he had to fail that many times, more than the failure tried. And that's why the failure was a failure because he stopped trying. See what I'm saying? So it was, I think it was Epicurus that actually wrote that. One of them was one of them I was reading. But I said, you know what? Definitely. I love. We have to listen. We have to read more. It give us a broader scope on life. All right, Caroline, thank you for being here and blessings. And we'll talk afterwards, Fire Nation.
Thanks for having me.
Bye then. Bye bye. Slim Jim says, I didn't know this type of live over. Oh yeah, we have interviews all the time, Slim Jim. And we also have book breakdowns. But for the book breakdowns, as we said on the scrolling, um, everybody can get to watch it when I do it for the first time when I go on live. But after I go on live, I keep it public for about 4 or 5 days to give people a chance to watch it, and then it goes into subscribers only. So only if you subscribe, you can get to watch the books as much as many times as you want. Um, yeah, the books we break down every chapter of these business books, right? And business mindset books that actually help me and stuff, and I learn from. So I break them down and I really enjoy doing it because I learn again actually, and sometimes I forgot stuff and they came back up. So I enjoy going back over them and sharing them with you. So that's also there too. I already subscribed to our notification because I'm on my way to entrepreneur myself. That's great. That's great, Sim Jim. Afterwards, you have to tell us about it, what you plan to do. You can call in anytime and tell us what you're about to do and what your vision is if you want to. Depending, follow your spirit because sometimes it's not time to share. But yeah, blessings. It's good to have you here. Good to have you here. You fit right in, right? We keep it respectful over here. How to Invest by David. You know what? That is one of the books we're going to do. We're gonna do that. We're gonna do that book. Um, Also, when it comes to those type of books, always take them with a grain of salt because usually they talk about what worked for them, or sometimes they're trying to direct people into investing in what would actually benefit them because they actually have stocks in it, right? Not saying too much, but do your own research on the author. I read that book. I know what you're talking about, right? So, not can't say too much, but do your research on what he owns, right? And why he may have wrote that book. Also, too, things change all the time. So we must always keep updated because what might have been really great on how to invest back in the day might be different now, right? Especially with a lot of things changing in the economy and with AI, etc. But um, the basic principles are right. But when he's, well, you know what? Read it for yourself. I'm not going to color your mind. But all I'm saying is, when it comes to those type of books, always consider the source and look at what it is that they invest in themselves. See if there is another motive for them to write what they are suggesting you do. Anyway, blessings, Slim Jim, and thank you for being here. Blessings, Imhotep, my brother. Thank you for being here. Blessings, Fire Nation, and also, yeah, Merkaba. Blessings, and have a happy Sunday, guys.
Fire Nation, listen to me. You don't log off and go back to playing small. You take what you learned and you execute. This is why Fire Nation exists. To rise higher, to build smarter, and to change the financial future of our families. I'm Miss Julia, A.K.A. Miss Blue Fire, always taking you higher. And wherever you go next, you carry our fire with you. Fire Nation, we rise, we build, and we're just getting started.